Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. You want to find something sturdy and comfortable. You want to be sturdy because you don't want to have this feeling like you're about to get up and go do something. You want to be here to stay. So being sturdy really helps. You also want to be comfortable because then if you're not comfortable, you'll be distracted by your body during this practice. So really, you just want to find what works for you. Some people like to sit in a chair. That's really common. You can lie down on the floor. Just don't fall asleep. Or you can sit in a formal meditation posture like I am. Just find what works for you. We also keep our eyes open during this practice. But if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed or you feel more comfortable doing so, feel free to do so. There are no hindrances here. But if your eyes are open, go ahead and drop your gaze away from the screen and down below you, kind of glancing at this floor or the desk or whatever is just below you. We're not staring or analyzing at a particular spot in the floor, but we're also not zoned out and blurry. We have a gentle gaze directed softly, yet clearly, and gently downwards. You're in a sturdy and comfortable seated position, and your eyes are either closed or open, gaze directed softly downwards. Just settle here. We're not doing anything special, so drop your ideas of what you plan on doing with a meditation practice. In fact, the less you do, the more you practice. Because meditation is about this moment, allowing this moment to be and not reaching for anything. Just be here, not forcing, not hoping, not striving, just this. Notice where your attention is right now. For most of us, it's situated somewhere behind our eyes or in our forehead, somewhere up in our head. And see if you could just move your attention down, away from the head, down to the breath. wherever you feel it the most. And if you need help figuring out where to notice your breath, go ahead and just take a deep breath in and release it. And just notice where you're feeling the breath the most. Right there. Rest your attention with the sensations of breathing. And allow everything else to be exactly as it is. We're not controlling anything. We're not doing anything. Just noticing the breath as it already is. And if you're normal, I'm probably catching you thinking right now. Lost in some thought, some fantasy. And notice how when you are thinking, you're no longer noticing the breath. And this is why we suffer. Because we live a life constantly distracted by our thoughts, believing that we are our thoughts, identifying with them, and then being frustrated that the world doesn't go the way we want it to, because thinking makes it so. So when you notice that you're lost in thought, simply notice it. Step back and gently return to the breath again and again. Come back. Gently return to breathing, rising and falling. Return to the breath. Thoughts don't have to be quiet for us to notice the breath. So don't try to shut your thoughts down or push them away. Don't do anything with them. Let them come. We notice the breath as thinking happens. We just don't follow thinking. We follow breathing, rising and falling. Wake up. Wake up from thinking. Return to breathing, rising and falling. Notice how it feels that you are somehow above your breath, as if you sit someplace above, directing attention downwards towards it, as if you exist more in your head than your foot. There seems to be a center to which we all feel that we are operating from. We identify this center behind our eyes and in between our ears. And we call this place I. But is this center actually there? Is there really something there to be seen? The breath can be found with our attention because it is actually there. But can you find the place from which attention comes? This I center you believe yourself to be? Turn the attention back. What are you? What sat down to meditate? Is there actually something there? Or did you just make it up? In the same way you found the breath, find the me. Look for the looker. Is there one there? And if you don't understand this instruction, or if you look and you see that there's nothing to find, stay there. Don't move. And completely rest. All right, you can look at the screen. You know, a lot of people get confused when I ask them to look for the looker, to see what it is that sits here and sees this video. 'Cause it seems so oddly what's the word? Obvious. Because we immediately want to be like, well, it's me. Duh. What do you mean by I? I'm right here. What are you talking about? It seems so simple to us because most of us haven't had the experience of knowing what it's like not to be lost in our thoughts. Well, we have, we just don't know it. Which is why I ask the question at the end of a mindfulness practice when we notice the breath and continue to come back to it. We create a bit of distance from thinking. We realize that thoughts happen by themselves and we don't get involved. But what a lot of people tend to do, and maybe this is you, is they want to think about this question. They want to be like, well, what am I at the center? What do you mean by that? Do you mean that I am space or infinite being? Or do you think that this center exists beyond space and time? Or just thinking? You want some sort of answer. And that's not the answer. In fact, it's like if I said, there's something in my hand right now. And you're like, oh, what's the answer to, I want to know what it is. I'm like, oh, all you have to do is open the hand and look. Okay. And so you're like, well, but wait a minute. What do you mean by opening the hand? You want me to like open it from the pinky or from the thumb? Or do you think that what's inside is actually my true self or is it my fake self? Is there really anything actually inside? And I'm like, no, just open the hand. Look. And a lot of you will open the hand and see that there's nothing there. And is that an answer? If I say, what is this? What is in here? And you open it, nothing there. So don't get confused by trying to answer the question. We're not seeking an answer here. It's not like something that could be answered in the usual way. What am I? Oh, well, I am emptiness. You don't even want to say those words because that's just more thinking. It's an experience of selflessness. It comes as you are watching this video. If you just look for the thing you think you are, what do you see? What's there? It's not an answer to be, it's not a question to be answered in the usual way. It's a question to dissolve the questioner or to show the questioner that there is no questioner. Never has been. Just more thinking. So don't get confused with the words because words don't go there. What I speak of, what I'm pointing to, they don't go there. Thank you for showing up. And of course, if you have any questions, please ask. And I'll answer your questions in the Q&A for January, which I haven't done yet, but we'll get there. Thank you for showing up. And as always, and without exception, I'll see you tomorrow.